Hey, I'm Cyrus. Welcome to this meditative exercise for emotional release and letting go of whatever's bothering you. Bear in mind this track is not a substitute for professional help, and if you need professional help, please seek it. Also, make sure you take responsibility for your own well-being, and only use this track for situations, moments, and emotions that you feel ready and safe to deal with. With that being said, start off by getting into a comfortable, relaxed position with good posture. You can keep your eyes open on a spot in front of you, or closed. And bear in mind that you can open your eyes at any point during the session if you want to ground yourself in the safety of your immediate environment. So just remember that you have that option. And now that you're comfortable, take a deep breath in through the nose and release it slowly out through the mouth. Be aware of your head and your face, and relax the muscles in your face and allow the tongue to drop to the floor of the mouth. Notice your neck and shoulders and allow them to drop and soften. Notice your chest and stomach and feel that area open and relax. Feel the back muscles start to melt and allow your breath to wash down into your lower body, allowing the legs and feet to begin to release, relax, and open up. And now bring your attention to your chest and stomach area. Breathe into that area and allow it to open and connect to the energy that you feel there. Ground yourself in that area by gently focusing on a feeling of safety in the chest and stomach. And now start to become aware of what you want to release, whether it's a situation with an emotion attached to it, or simply an emotion that's been very present for you recently. It might be fear, anger, grief, guilt, sadness, apathy, shame, pride, whatever it is. Just take a moment to be aware of what it might be. And if you feel ready and safe to do so, allow that emotion and energy to start to rise to the surface of the body. Don't push it down. Allow it to come up so that you can feel it and actually release it. You might notice some resistance to it coming up, and if so, just notice the resistance. It might be in the form of tension or thoughts. But just notice it and don't resist the resistance. Just notice the resistance and allow it to be as it is. And if you feel safe to do so, allow that resistance to melt away. Let it go now so that you can allow the feeling to start to rise up fully. And as it comes up to the surface, notice where you feel the strongest sensations in your body. It might be in one location, it might be in 2 or 3. Just notice. Notice what the sensations feel like, whether tingling, heat, tension, tightness, heaviness, or whatever it is. Just observe them directly and notice the qualities of these sensations. And even though they're uncomfortable, stay present with them as we go through this process so that we can give them space to be felt and then released. And now take a moment to acknowledge honestly what you feel without judgment. Whether it's in your mind or verbally out loud, state clearly what you feel. For example, I feel fear about this situation, or I feel sadness. Whatever it is, just acknowledge it and state it clearly, without judgment. And now that you've acknowledged the energy and any situation that might be linked to it, start to ignore the thoughts and the story from this point on. If we split our attention or get lost in the thoughts, that will just keep the energy alive. But if we ignore the thoughts and focus on the energy, then that will give us the space to release the energy. So if thoughts come up, just notice that and then ignore them and refocus all of your attention like a spotlight on the sensations and energy in the body, starting now. Notice how they might be uncomfortable for the moment, but choose to embrace that and consciously shift into allowing mode. Don't try to change or escape the feeling. Just allow it and even welcome it to be in the body where it is, ignoring the thoughts, allowing and watching the energy. Keep ignoring any thoughts that arise and refocusing all your attention on the energy that you feel in the body like a spotlight. Staying with the watching as you simply allow the energy to flow and giving it space to do whatever it naturally does. And notice if there's any part of you that's still resisting, trying to change or control the feeling at all, and tap into the courage to surrender that completely. Release as much control as you can. Relax into the feeling and just allow it to flow through you like a wave as you ignore the thoughts and watch the feeling flow through and run its course, fully present with it. Imagine and feel a space opening up around whatever's left of the feeling, and feel yourself relaxing into that space even deeper. And as you focus all your attention on whatever's left of the feeling, just notice how you are not the feeling. You are watching the feeling. Notice how this is just an energy that you are watching, that you are present with. Connected to it, honoring it, but also feeling this sense of space from it as you watch it. And now remember that it's safe to let this feeling go now, and imagine and feel yourself handing this feeling over to a higher power or greater energy of your understanding. And without thinking about it, just intuitively breathing and allowing yourself to release it and surrender the feeling. Allow it to flow up and through the body and lift and evaporate like a cloud into thin air, like it's getting vaporized by the sunshine of your awareness. Allowing all that energy to lift up and crackle and flow through, and inviting in a sense of lightness, spacious relaxation, loving and healing energy to flow into the space that you've opened up. Again, don't think about how to welcome those loving, light energies. Just imagine and feel yourself opening, receiving, and allowing that energy to rush and flow through every cell of your body. Saturating every atom with love and light in this moment, releasing and letting go of anything that's in the way of that flow of energy. And if any of the previous energy is still stuck or lingering, you can either choose to sit and be present with it a little longer to allow it to move through, or you can choose to take a deep breath and shift your focus to something neutral or positive anytime you need to, and trust that either way, as you stay in that state of non-resistance, the energy will tend to flow through and release shortly. Either way, know that every time you practice this, you clear out a big chunk of that stuck energy and create more space for that lightness and flow. So give yourself huge credit for having the courage to go through this process and clear out that space. And remember, the more you practice this skill, the more confidence and effectiveness you will gain with this process, and the more light, free, and flowing you will tend to feel over time. And you can use this process to complement tapping, aka emotional freedom technique, and daily meditation in order to create the most uplifting, synergistic effect. When you feel ready, allow the eyes to open if they were closed. Notice how you feel and any shift in your energy. And if you want, you can check in with the original situation or emotion and notice any shifts in your perspective or feeling. And of course, take whatever time you need for yourself to process that fully as needed. Great work. And keep in mind that as you practice this skill, if the energy you're dealing with ever gets too intense, you can always take some deep breaths, shift your attention to something neutral or positive in the present moment, and choose to set aside the feeling for the time being, and come back to working with feeling it and releasing it at your own pace when you feel ready. Embrace any lightness or freedom you may feel, and flow with that. If this track helped, consider sharing it with someone you think might benefit from it. And feel free to leave a like, comment, make a donation, ask a question, and I hope you have an amazing day.